Well, the front page of today's Izvestia suggests that Moscow is generally pleased with the direction in which US-Russian relations are moving. The headline, Common Diplomatic Mission. Russia and the US are escaping Biden's legacy. Moscow and Washington discussed restoring staffing levels in embassies, direct flights, and also carried out a prisoner exchange. This refers to the talks in Istanbul yesterday between US and Russian diplomats and to the US-Russia prisoner swap in Abu Dhabi. Ksenia Karelina for Artur Petrov. Now, this is the interesting bit, I think, that reveals the official strategy here. At those talks in Istanbul, the subject of Ukraine wasn't discussed. Experts note a strategic shift. A Russian political scientist tells the paper that under Biden, US-Russian relations were hostage to the Ukraine conflict. What we're seeing now is the de-Ukrainization of our relations. We're able to discuss different tracks separately from the subject of Ukraine. Of course, Ukraine remains a source of risk. In theory, an escalation there could torpedo the whole negotiation process. But for now, this is the strategy. A specialist in political theory tells the paper the fact that we've succeeded in detaching Russian-US relations from the Ukraine peace process, this is the achievement of our negotiators. I think that as far as Moscow is concerned, the better that US-Russian relations are, the better for Moscow in terms of the war in Ukraine. But I wonder, will there come a point when the White House, frustrated by a lack of progress on a ceasefire in Ukraine, if it concludes that Russia is to blame for this, whether at that point President Trump slows down the US-Russia thaw? Maybe not. Perhaps he'll push on regardless. By the way, I came across a big fan of Donald Trump in today's Komsomolskaya Pravda. His name is Eduard Lozansky, president of the American University in Moscow, a US citizen since 1976 who shares his time between Washington and the Russian capital. He says, "My daughter voted for Kamala, but as a Russian patriot, I voted for Trump." Mind you, the Trump-inspired trade wars are causing concern in Russia, as Moskovsky Komsomolets points out. The April meltdown on the oil market caused by the first salvos in the global trade war is a major threat to Russia's oil and gas revenues.